what's up? It's Friday, June 3rd. It's 4:04 time. I'm Jeff Bakalar. We've got Russ Frushtick across the table.
What up? That's
great
how I say hello to you all the time, right?
What up?
What up?
Hey, Russ. What up?
That's my tagline.
Jesus. Laughing uncontrollably. Flanking us is Mr. Ben Fox Rubin back on the show.
Woo.
Here.
Woo. Welcome.
In effect.
Seal clap.
Thanks
Where's
for having me.
What up?
What's your version?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So we'll get into a few things right from the start here. But first things first that I want to lay on you. We got... The last time Ben was on the show, he talked about his eBay store.
Oh, right. With selling your mom's clothes.
Yes.
And people
with great success.
With great success. People are like, is he doing it behind her back? Is he pocketing the money? Like, what is going on?
You wanted me to... okay, so you got more questions about this. I need to provide more information, basically.
I don't know if you need to provide more information, but maybe just like clear the air.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not stealing my mom's clothes.
See, it'd be more fun if you were.
Yeah,
though.
it would be.
Fun or totally messed up?
Both.
Totally messed up.
You can have your cake and eat it too.
She's such a nice mom. She's like, look, I was going to give this away to Goodwill. Why don't you sell it? It's a very nice blouse. See how much money you can make off of it.
All right, well, you're a good son.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of feedback about that. I just want to clear the air and sort of honor the story and let you know that people cared and they reached out.
That's very sweet of you.
And they want to know more.
I was knew as I was talking about that I was putting myself out on a limb, being like, this is probably going to come off as creepy, but I'm going to do it anyway.
And I love your fearlessness.
It was not fearlessness. There was great fear as I was describing it.
All right,
either way, fear.
But I did it anyway.
Either way, it worked out for the benefit of the show. So real quick, we'll talk about this one subject, then we'll pop right into the stories we have planned for the day. Last week, we had a very engaging conversation about the etiquettes of when you meet someone. Do you give them a kiss on the cheek? Mm-hmm. Do you hug them? Mm-hmm. Or you just go in for that casual, never go wrong handshake? We got someone who called in. I want to play that, and then we're going to ask Ben what he thinks about all of this. Let's play this voicemail.
Hi, guys. This is Jimmy Guerrero calling from Miami. Calling about the whole kiss situation. As Justin said, since I am from Miami, we kiss everybody.
I didn't know that.
But it's a very delicate situation. It all depends on how you meet the person and how you feel in the greeting.
Okay.
If it's a very friendly greeting, a lot of smiles are going on. Yes, it's very kiss-friendly.
Just go in.
I guess, a situation.
Cuddly.
Yeah.
But he's kissing them no matter what.
Single,
yeah.
And when I was
there are different kinds of kisses.
I kiss them in the cheek regardless of the situation because I wanted to let go of or ease the tension.
Okay.
At least on my side.
Yeah.
On his side. Emphasis on his side.
That's what I do.
Depending on the
He says it helped him out a lot.
Sure.
Easing the tension.
Not only where you kiss them, also where you hold the person as you're going into the kiss.
We didn't really talk too much about that.
Are you reaching at the back of the arm? Are you grabbing their hand?
Okay.
Even sometimes you could do a combination where you're reaching the back of the hand, putting your hand on the waist.
That's the most sensual option when you're.
There's.
I mean, you're sending messages.
Yeah.
When you
waist grab, I would say is
when you touch the small of someone's back.
Yeah, it's
like not doing that to a grandma.
No. Oh my God, no. So, all right, that was our buddy from Miami. Thanks for the call.
Yeah,
very helpful.
Very helpful, very insightful. He also went on to say, like, we don't kiss guys, though. I don't kiss guys.
Right.
Where, like, I don't know about you, but, like, I kiss a couple guys. I kiss dudes.
Kissed a guy.
Oh, yeah. It feels good to say it. I kiss dudes. I kiss dudes, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normal.
How do you feel about that whole thing?
So I'm probably a hugger. I go in, I hug just about everybody, even especially if it feels awkward.
Right.
If I'm having an awkward conversation with somebody, if this isn't going well,
in the middle of the conversation, you just go in for a hug.
Why not?
Why not?
If anything, and it's the same thing with the guy from Miami, it'll at least help me out.
Sure.
It'll at least make me feel a little less tense. Like, all right, you're kind of a schmuck if you don't think, if you're not going to calm down and, chill out after I just gave you a weird bear hug.
Right. I'm going to pull back the curtain a bit because this is the second time we're meeting.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And you came in and I was sitting and I guess we shook hands. I like extended my hand to you and you were a little taken aback by it.
Yeah.
So should I have stood up and hugged?
I have a really weird protocol. There's a bit of an uncanny valley for me.
Okay.
When it comes to meeting people.
Sure.
First time you meet somebody, very obvious for a guy.
Yeah.
Very obvious handshake.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Second time, now we're kind of friends.
Yeah.
Do I give you a high five? It's no longer a handshake.
Oh, so high five would be the upgrade.
It would have been something
casual.
or nothing.
Right.
It's either a high five or nothing. Maybe third time.
Right.
I think it depends.
Then
on
we're gonna hug it out.
It depends on how well your first interaction went.
Right.
Like that sets the stage for
Yeah.
the rest of your sort of touching.
So I
If that
wasn't up
makes
to
sense.
I wasn't up to high five caliber. You would have
Jeez,
had
I
to
don't
pull the
know.
brakes on my handshake and been like, no, we're high fiving.
It felt too formal to
Okay.
give you a
Wow.
handshake. At
Okay,
that
yeah,
point.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
so,
that's fine.
So
You could
that's
also
what
do like
that's
this-
what you were sensing.
I was seated, so maybe that added some complexity to it. Where it was like, do I stand up and then like go for
Sure.
a back pat?
I'll
It's a
tell you
larger
what.
degree
I'll
of
tell you what.
difficulty.
I'm a dad now.
Sure.
I probably should have just gone in and kissed you
I would've
on the
been fine with
forehead.
I'm like
It was a
happy.
forehead kiss is very paternalistic.
Yes,
sure.
It makes people feel very supported
Yes.
and very comforted.
Yeah, I
would've
kiss
worked.
my baby so much.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly stupid. Like it's to the point where like I'm just making out with it.
Yeah,
Just glad.
Like I'm just
That's
kissing
what's
him
great
so
about
much.
babies, though, is that they don't care.
Yeah.
Well,
They'll just
don't,
take
They
all
don't
of
know
it.
any other world. That's all they
Right.
know.
It's just so
These constant
funny, like
kisses.
the constant like barrage of like saliva. And
So
everything that's
you know
like
how I
that.
have twins, right?
Yeah.
So I come home and I'm surrounded by flesh.
Yeah, there's a lot of
we have
people.
we have my 3-year-old, we have the twins, we have
Yeah.
my wife. Everybody gets in. There's just like
Right.
one group hug that's happening
It's like
at all
Woodstock.
times.
Yeah.
Basically.
Sure.
So as everyone
Less
who,
drugs.
as everyone who listens to this show is well aware, I am quickly turning to mush the older my kid gets,
Yes.
and the freaking more adorable and awesome he gets. And now I'm at the point where like, oh man, it's so cool. The guy, he hears my voice. I'm like, hey, dog comes racing in, so that's the cue to Dylan. Like, oh, the funny looking guy's back.
Yeah.
Like he's back. I'm gonna go see. So he crawls over and does his crawl, and he's just the whole time he's just like da 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 the whole time. Like
Very
How old
intense.
is he?
he's like 14 months.
Very cute.
And he's just, and then the second he like gets within eyesight, the arms go up.
Yeah.
It's like, you need to lift me. We need to share something.
Right.
Like that's, and like it's great.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
great.
my God, you are
I'm
you are
mush.
shameless.
Lifting
I
is
am
like baby heroin.
mush.
They
You're just
love
not
the
even-
lifting.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
just like up, up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You're getting it.
That's
kid.
like one of the first words that they learn is
up.
up.
Simple.
They're like,
2
just
letters.
pick me up.
That's it.
Yeah. My 3-year-old, she's now at the point where I try to attack her like I attack the twins. She's grown up now. She
No.
doesn't
Yeah.
need it anymore.
Not
She's like, Dad, please.
Yeah.
Please,
Enough.
Dad.
Yeah. So soak it all in while you can.
I know. That's the
very
advice I'm
nice.
hearing a lot. Speaking of the kids, are you guys on Snapchat?
Oh God. Yeah, we have to be.
I keep meaning to. It's the thing. I think I've said this before. That makes me feel the oldest.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing, like the new. I mean, it's not even that new, but the technology thing. I just haven't wrapped my head around. Yet.
So let me give you some advice.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this is coming from like the correct place.
Vomiting
or-
rainbows. That's all I know.
Or whatever it is.
It's a good start.
So Snapchat is actually a lot of fun.
Sure.
And I think I started doing it like 6 months ago. And the second I was able to wrap my head around it and like be active, quote unquote, successful with it,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. The reason I bring this up is because this week, it came out that Snapchat has roughly 10 million more active monthly users than Twitter.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah. Which is like,
No way.
yeah, 150 to about 140,
Okay.
Whoa.
which should kind of
And they're,
bring
I'm
some
sure,
alarms.
skewing way younger.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
Like,
is what you
Which
want.
in the tech world is
Yeah, that's
what
sold.
they want.
right,
Yeah.
is gold. I mean, no one who uses Snapchat has any money, but I guess like that there's still value when they all get jobs.
No, and a lot of them, right? Not even jobs. Like in college, like those kids spend money in stupid ways.
They do. They spend their parents' money.
Right.
Yeah, but like, what's the cachet? How do you know that you're important on Snapchat? You don't get that verified check.
You don't get that,
have,
but there
like,
is
the
like a score.
followers.
There's actually
There is a score?
Yeah, the score is weird, and it's some magic algorithm behind the curtain sort of thing of how that's calculated. I don't necessarily think that equates like success necessarily.
Do
but like
you see your score?
Yeah, you can see it in your profile. Sort of.
know
There's a
that.
spot where you can look at your profile.
Oh yeah.
But you
Okay,
can't see
I know
who's
what you're
following
talking
you?
about.
You can.
Oh, okay. So, number
right,
of
it's just not
followers.
as obvious as
Sure.
like Twitter, where
everything
like
is very dubious and vague.
Okay.
But I think, once you really get past the opening bullshit where you're like, what? How do I use this
Right.
thing?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I feel like it's deliberately confusing. Maybe that's a means to like enforce exploration,
Maybe.
and encourage that. But it's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I have to disagree.
Here's-
I've tried to get into it. I
Yeah.
really haven't been able to. Me and
Right.
Scott Stein traded a few snaps.
See, that's not how you have to play it. You have to
Okay.
do it with stories. Stories is the way to go.
So that's like multiple snaps.
So stories
in a
are
row.
basically like snaps that you do that last 24 hours and slowly run out of, the hourglass slowly runs out on
And then
them.
they're gone forever.
And then they're gone forever. Now you could save your own. Like if you liked the thing you did, you can save that
Right.
and move on with your life.
But no one can see that if you save it.
Right. But no. I don't think you can save other people's. You can save your own.
But,
Which-
okay, yeah.
If you
Which
have
is
an
just like a
awesome
little
snap,
detail.
a-
Yeah.
Sure.
But
a view with giant eyes and
Yeah.
I don't know, lightning striking or something.
But
about
what's
right.
nice is like now they let you view all of the stories of people you follow, and you can kind of have like a
Okay.
5-minute thing
Yeah.
where you just watch it all and sort of consume what all your friends and all the brands you follow are doing.
Just describe like your most successful.
I don't
snap.
know what it is.
Okay, but
It's
one that
probably
you're
of Dylan.
proud of.
Probably a Dylan where like
He's just
he had
doing
this
stuff.
amazing. We were blowing bubbles at him.
Okay.
And one of the bubbles landed. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're blowing bubbles at him at dinner, and then he snot bubbled at
Yeah.
the same time,
Double
and
bubble.
it was like a bubble coming out of his nose and real bubbles around him.
That's
and
really good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Well
That's
received.
like lightning in a bottle, I guess. But again, like I still maintain that Twitter is the most important social network.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
What about Facebook?
No,
Are
no.
you crazy?
Facebook's not important. Like no, the Facebook's not changing the world.
I
in
think
like a
Facebook's
productive
more
way.
subtle in how much impact it has on you, but I think Facebook has way more impact on the world than Twitter does.
I don't know.
Facebook has not overthrown any government.
I agree.
I think is
That's-
what Jeff is trying
that's
to say.
kinda what I'm
Right, but
saying.
Facebook is also essentially the news
I
that
get
people
it.
see comes from Facebook. So
Facebook is become the news for people,
yeah,
whereas Twitter is sort of like the status update or like real time reporting,
right.
which I think, in my opinion, has like pivoted into a utility sort of situation, as opposed to Facebook, where it's like you're still kind of like socializing and
Sure.
having a party, having
Yeah.
a good time. Right? Does that make sense?
It's more, yeah, I guess so. It's more of a mix of Facebook is more of a melange. Of
I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna get business reportery for a second here, but
Yeah, go for it.
Snapchat is still a privately held company.
right, but they're making money, right?
Apparently, but once they actually do go public, if they actually do, then they're going to come out with quarterly reports. They're going to say how many active users they have every 3 months. And you're going to come out with these damn stories every single quarter that are going to say Snapchat's dead. Snapchat's like winning everything. Snapchat is
Right.
going to run the world, different stuff like that. So they get to exist in this mysterious space right now where they still don't have to provide a lot of metrics.
like the
they don't have to
unicorn
provide
space that's like, yeah, could be the best thing
Snapchat
ever.
could be the most amazing,
Yeah.
and it feeds into that too by the fact that like everything about it is what's the word, ethereal. It's
Yeah.
there and then it's gone again. So
Right.
they get to be this cool little mystery social network.
Do you know what they're valued at?
No, not off the top of my head. The last I checked was like 16 billion or something, which may be more than Twitter.
Yeah, it's got to be more than Twitter, right?
Yeah, I
I
got
don't know. I don't know.
I feel like Twitter's still in this sort of mode where it's like, look, we're not the Wall Street darling you wanted us to be. Just let us.
But you're
do our-
stuck with us.
Yeah, but we're
it's
still
realistic. Like as
good.
Ben said, how Twitter is performing, you know what's going on because it's all out there essentially.
Right.
So yeah, it's a much harder position to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I know people only want to watch stuff, right? No
Yep.
one really like even texting is kind of, I feel like, a thing that just won't be around.
No, you're crazy.
Well, no, I'm saying like.
Oh, you know how I
think-
text now? I voice text.
Yeah, I do that.
I
a
do,
lot, too.
Siri,
is-
do this
Yeah,
this
I
thing,
do that.
whatever. I do it
Oh,
while
but it
walking
turns it
down
into
the street.
text?
Yeah, voice to
Okay,
text.
so that's fine.
Voice to
I'm
text.
fine with that.
But I'm just saying, like, people, like, it is very obvious that the internet is switching to a video-based sort of thing. Like,
Right. My
the-
kids are not going to be able to read. Let's be honest.
No,
here.
they'll be able to read. They just may never, like, compose anything.
Okay,
you know what I
that's
mean?
even worse.
Anything substantial.
Yeah, like to me, and there's like people out there who think like the internet is prime for a slowdown in terms of like the use because there's just no more text. As text doesn't have to be as important on the internet as video does, and we're there with
Right.
video.
Wait,
like
so
we're
how does
pretty
that
much there?
How does that create a slowdown?
It just doesn't. The need to like get quicker isn't there. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, the compression algorithms will get better, but like when it comes to bandwidth, like we're all right now.
Yeah, but the quality of video is only going to increase.
That's compression technology and stuff. And,
Yeah.
and bandwidth already allows for really good looking stuff.
Sure.
We
need Pied Piper, is what you're saying.
Maybe. Do you watch that show?
Oh, constantly.
Yeah, you
I
like
really
it?
like that. Yeah. I do the Game of Thrones thing, and then I watch that
Oh, it's
afterward.
amazing.
I'm kind of like hot and cold with that show. It's definitely funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it's like the best written show on the planet.
it's pretty good.
I find it very entertaining. And
I think they have a really great, diverse set of extremely likable characters.
Yes.
But I don't know. Every now and then I'm just like, oh, okay, what's
You
going to
know
go
the-
wrong at the end of this episode?
You know the main character, the
Hendrix?
awkward, the
Richard
awkward guy,
Thomas
Yeah, yeah.
Middleditch is the actor's name.
So I bumped, but I didn't know that. I bumped into him at a restaurant nearby, at Num Pang,
Okay.
and I came up to him and I was just like, "Hey, Richard Hendricks, how are you?" Which I'm sure actors hate.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, that was probably a
You
faux
think
pas,
Kit
right?
Harrington
Yeah, not
loves people
cool.
coming up to him and being like, Jon Snow,
you died.
Oh, you dick. So what did he do? Was he like,
He like was trying to blow me off as quickly as possible as he was like eating his bowl of food. He was
Yeah.
just like,
oh,
"What's this
what?
guy
You went up to
doing?"
him while he was eating?
Well,
I
we
know,
should
this
also
is
say like
another
Num
faux
Pang
pas.
is not like a restaurant; it's a sandwich shop.
Right, it's a
effectively.
sandwich shop.
Yeah.
And so I saw him there, and I liked the show, and I was just like, I'm
Yeah.
going to come up and say hi to him.
Even like a "Hey man, I really like your work" is better than being like "Hey, whatever," like character name.
Hey, Marty
Richard
McFly.
Hendricks is here.
Oh, God.
Going
And
into
then I
Bill
handed
Murray.
him my card. I was like, we'd love to talk to you.
Peter
Yeah.
Venkman.
And
now that I'm telling the story,
Oh,
I
yeah.
realize this was faux pas upon faux pas.
Oh, the card
Well,
thing.
number two,
Yeah, it was great.
he's already talked with us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, freaking what's his face? Tong did a video with it.
Oh,
with
yeah.
him.
I probably bumped into him like a week after that, right? He's like, who is
Like, I
this
can't get
schmiggo?
rid of these CVS.
Who is this
dicks.
idiot?
That's really funny.
That's funny that he was like right after.
Yeah.
That guy is really fun. Like he's very talented and funny, and you don't really see
Well, he's very one-dimensional on that show.
very one-dimensional on the show. But he does like crazy voices and characters in his stand-up and
He
stuff
was
like
part
that.
of like a sketch team, right? Or
Part of-
something like
I think so, and he has a Twitch channel that he streams like Pillars of Eternity and like nerdy
Really?
games. Yeah, called I think Middleditch on Twitch.
that. Huh.
You lost me there.
The actor, his name is what again?
Thomas Middleditch.
And he had like a brief cameo in Wolf of Wall Street.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
I feel like this is obviously his big thing.
oh,
though.
absolutely.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
was this breakout. Yeah,
We'll see a lot more of him.
yeah.
I
him
think
and
Hopefully
CJ
in Num
Miller.
Pang.
Hopefully he won't see more of you though.
Well, he never called, obviously. Obviously, he never
I
called.
wonder if he waited for you to leave before he like threw that card.
Did you
out.
slide the card into his sandwich while you did it? Excuse me.
Can I just put this right here?
slide
Can I just
between a pickle and a... Oh, that's so awesome. Well, good for you. I like that you told us that story. Though.
Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
entertaining.
That's stuff.
Oh yeah, no. This is my life. Is just a series of embarrassing moments.
Just
So,
faux pas after faux pas. I love
that's
it.
what I do.
I love it. All right, let's talk about the story that Russ put in the show notes here. A story of a real life X-Men. Now,
Yeah.
is this an X-person or
It's
is
a
it-
man who has mutant powers, so you can call them whatever you want.
so this is a real story.
Yeah, it's actually a story. It's
Okay.
The Guardian wrote about it, and they're
Okay.
a reputable establishment.
Okay.
So this guy, and I don't have my computer in front of me, but his name is Dean Karnazes, I guess.
There it
That's
is.
what that looks like it spells.
Yes.
Yeah, there
and,
it is.
and apparently he's got this weird condition where, okay, so if you go running, obviously you get sore after a certain amount of time. Your muscles get tired and you get sore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a chemical. that
Right.
gets released.
Lactate or laxatate.
It's not
whatever.
lactate.
It's not
right,
lactate,
but it's something like that.
You're along those lines.
And the
yeah.
idea is it diffuses the acid that your muscles build up, so it sort of like negates it. But eventually, it sort of catches up with the acid sort of takes over, and you get
And you start to
tired and you
feel
can't
shitty,
move
yeah.
anymore. So this guy does not have that situation happen.
His muscles don't get tired. Basically,
His muscles never get tired because he's producing more of one and not the other, and so he can essentially run nonstop. He says in this interview that he ran nonstop for like 3 days without sleeping. Well, he started sleep running at one point.
That's pretty cool.
But like physically, it does not slow him down. So he can just do mega marathon after mega marathon, and it does not impact him, so long as you have the stamina, like the heart.
Right.
power.
I was going to say it's not just a muscle.
Right,
thing.
of
There
course.
are, like, other
but if you take
variables.
muscles out of the equation and it's just a like cardio question, and like that's sort of, I mean, it'd be very easy. And also, all of his muscles, I'm sure, are in great condition because he could just keep going. It's like he's taking constant steroids.
Maybe I'm just not understanding his condition well enough.
Yeah.
But like, so his body's not producing this chemical,
Or it's producing one chemical faster than the other, so it's
perfect.
It's essentially like the perfect ratio.
So you're telling me like we could essentially evolve to this?
Yeah, well, that's
Whoa,
the
that would be
argument.
sweet.
That's the argument
In
of
like
X-Men,
40,000 years, right?
But
Well,
that's the story of
there he
X-Men
is.
is that you have these
Right.
these leaps
Okay,
of
now
like
I see.
an
Okay.
individual person who has a crazy condition. You know, there's a lot of stories about people who can't feel pain, which is obviously a very dangerous condition.
We're getting into James Bond territory.
But like
Right.
that's right. I mean, essentially you are. I mean, but
What's to stop us from speeding that process up?
you,
right? Like
you could program a baby
like
to
engineering,
have this
yeah,
gene.
for sure.
Absolutely. I mean,
That's the next big thing, man.
oh, come on.
Dude, by the time we're grandparents, okay, there are the human genome project. Like, I'm telling you,
I don't like any
I mean,
of
we
this.
are already doing.
they will figure
stuff
out
like that.
a way to make sure a baby will never have cancer.
But we're already doing stuff like
Yeah.
that. You realize, not just but like in the case of like, you know, they know if a baby's going to have Down syndrome, for example, and
Right.
And
I mean,
like,
that's like a
that's been around
20-year-old
for a
thing.
while.
that's been
Yeah.
around. But that's stuff again that's been around for a while.
Here's
so
my
it's
problem
clearly
with this
already-
stuff. First of all, it's totally creepy.
It is
Second
super
of all,
creepy.
But
second
it's
of all,
creepy-
it will only be available to rich people.
Right, but it's
So we're basically going to ensure, scientists are going to ensure that rich people will officially be our betters because
Well, clearly
they will be
they're the-
superhuman.
It's
Clearly-
called Gattaca.
Yeah,
there's a whole movie about it.
Oh my God, you're right.
it's true. But clearly, the rich people are the best people.
Yes.
so
Of
they
Of course,
should,
that's why they're rich.
and that's why they're running
Make
for
America
president.
better.
That's
'Cause
right.
They're the best people.
They are going to make America great again.
We always fall down this
We
rabbit
do.
hole of
Of
like,
course
why
we
do we
are.
respect people with have a lot of money? Like,
Yeah.
they're not
I
always
don't-
the best.
I don't really.
You don't, because you're smarter than most people. So what I want to know is like, what else?
Yeah.
Like, so this is the only instance of this, and again, this is
I mean-
actually a 3-year-old story.
Yeah.
He should procreate as much as possible.
I was
we
gonna
need
say,
more
like-
of this guy.
Like I was gonna say, like, will this gene, can it be passed on? Like, does he have kids?
Right. I don't have the latest update. I literally just realized just now that it's a 3-year-old story.
Has he been running this whole time?
He has been. He
He
has.
just ran right past the
Well,
studio.
there
He
you go.
stopped long enough to be interviewed.
But like, I find this stuff interesting because, okay, so if this guy, let's say he had this ability, like he has such an edge over like in competitions,
Right,
like
but
that?
that's it.
in
His,
like stamina competition.
yeah, his mutant ability is like, I don't get tired.
Okay, so what if
Cool.
someone?
My fingernails grow real quick.
Let's say
like Meg from Family
you're
Guy.
born where your arms are just constantly the longest possible arms, and you want to play
That's
basketball.
way different than this guy.
That's it's a mutation. It's just another mutation.
Some of them are diseases. This is. I might be wrong about this, but apparently Rachmaninoff had a very specific disease in which his fingers didn't stop growing, and that's why he composed
Well,
like
they
some
did
really
stop growing. It's not like his fingers were
no, but
feet
like
long.
he had freakishly long
Okay.
fingers.
Or your
Sorry.
ears and nose never stop growing.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever see an old dude, like a real old
Yeah,
dude?
giant ears.
He's got lobes down to his shoulders,
Yeah.
bro.
That's awesome. I
It's-
can't wait for that.
Yeah, you just start looking like Mel Brooks in Spaceballs. It's just like, come on.
And a lot of these like cause a lot of health problems later on. Obviously, I mean, look at Andre the Giant. Obviously, you consider that a mutation or a disease or whatever it was, but he was super giant
Yeah.
and died at, what was he, 35?
It was young, yeah.
He was young. So, a lot of this stuff has problems, but there will be instances where a mutation is all upside and no downside. And those are potentially the mutations that, again, 50 million years down the road, you could see it impacting, or we take that guy's blood and do stuff with it, and then now everyone has it.
Oh, man.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think a lot about like how we're just kind of gonna miss all that. Like, I don't know.
I think we'll see
You
some
think
of
we'll
it.
be able to take advantage of some of it?
Probably
I'm basically saying
not.
because I want to like start treating my body really badly.
I think we'll
and
have,
not have any consequences.
cyber eyes. Like they already have very basic cyber eyes now, and I think as we get older, like if you went blind in 50 years, I'll bet you would be able to get a cyber eye.
Dude, in 50 years, I'll be 84.
Right.
Like, come on. If I live that long.
Oh, you'll make it to 84.
Absolutely.
You think so?
The life expectancy,
easily.
the way
Thanks,
things
Ben.
Easily.
That's disingenuous sounding.
What are you talking about?
Jeff, you'll live forever, dude.
That was not intended to be sarcastic.
All
but-
right.
all right.
No, I
I'll
appreciate your
work on it.
optimism. I appreciate
Try it again. Try it again.
Ben, I'm going to live to, I'm 84 years old.
Absolutely. I'll see you then.
Oh, now he's along for the ride now. Joining the crowd.
Man, it's nuts.
It is very interesting.
I like it. I like talking about weird stuff. I think I would love like an eye implant that lets me sort of see a HUD. Like, I think I would be into that.
I mean, they're essentially there. Well, they have like eye implants for blind people where you see like a very low res.
It's like a
so
shitty,
like
yeah.
it's just a matter of improving that technology.
Right.
10 years from now, like, can you imagine where that technology is going to be? I think it's going to be way more advanced.
Like,
You have to be really careful with that. I think it was Diamond Age. God, what movie? What book was that? It was either Diamond. It was one of the books where if you do have a cyber eye or like a connected eye or whatever, people could then, do like a computer virus in it, and then you'll just have like advertisements keep popping up on your eye.
Yeah.
That would, you have to update your eye firmware, which will really piss me off.
Better watch out for that.
All we're doing is writing
iPhone.
Black Mirror episodes is all we're doing right now.
Absolutely.
Jeff, iPhone.
You asshole. EYE phone, you dork.
Okay.
Speaking of our vision.
Yeah.
New game coming out next week, Mirror's Edge: Catalyst.
Yeah.
This is a first-person free
We're
running
going to
game.
make you interested in this. I realize your eyes are already glazing over, Ben.
Oh, you
Yeah,
play
you know
games.
that I do. Yeah. Yeah.
I
got
said
into
Twitch, and he
DMC.
was like super
Oh,
scared.
you did? Oh,
after I
wait.
said Twitch.
Dude, wait a second.
Yeah.
I dumped like 8 games in your pocket, and I haven't heard anything.
He's too engaged.
I started playing DMC, and then
Devil May Cry.
I fell out of it, and now I just play Slither IO on my iPhone. It's a really, really lame snake
So
game.
that pile of games is just collecting dust.
Slither
Yeah,
IO.
do you know that game?
No, I don't. I'm sure it's like Snake.
So like
It ran on my Nokia in 1995.
right. That's basically what I do, wasting my time these days.
You know what's funny about those Nokia phones? Like, I feel like that phone didn't change for 4 years, but only thing that changed was like the number, just the model number. It was like, you have a 6820? No, I have a 7330.
And it
I'm
was
like, there's the same damn phone.
The
What
screen
was, the
was
difference?
green for a little while, and then it turned blue.
Yeah,
And that's the
exactly.
only color.
Like, what else? There was not. It wasn't quicker. It wasn't better resolution.
Yeah.
What the hell was going on?
I can't wait for flip phones to come back. You
Keep
You
dreaming.
cannot butt dial with a flip phone. It is foolproof.
And you can't.
Nobody butt dials anymore with touch phones.
All right.
Oh, they happen.
I
all
get
the-
butt dialed.
from my mom all the time.
Yes.
Your mom.
All
That's
the
your
time.
mom.
Right. So there you go.
So that's not nobody. My mom also butt dials me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, Mom!
Oh.
No.
What is
nothing.
yelling at nothing gonna
No,
do?
you know what?
I don't know. Like, hopefully she'll hear me in the
You
podcast.
just hang up and call them back. And
Yeah.
Then that
Oh, I don't even call back.
yeah. Okay.
I just hang up.
You just hope it's-
get back to Slither IO.
Yeah.
Oh God. Anyway, we bring up this game. Like I said, I just realized I gave Ben all these games. And how many hours did you put into DMC? Which is a great.
I got
game.
into it. I got to get back into it.
It's fun, right?
It is mad fun.
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
a good game.
Anyway, Mirror's Edge Catalyst is a game coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's from DICE and EA.
Yep.
It's the free running.
It's a parkour game.
First-person
It's a
parkour
first-person
game.
parkour game. So
Have you played any of it?
I played a bunch of it.
Started it last night.
So it's related to this conversation. So we're not going to talk too much about the game, but all you need to know if you don't know, a first-person parkour game, you don't have any special powers. You're just like jumping over stuff, vaulting on stuff, bouncing on stuff, etc. So I started playing it like 2 days ago. I was actually supposed to review it for Polygon, and I played for about a half hour, and then wanted to throw up all over my living room.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And I do not have that. I've had it a few times with VR, which is normal, I think. Certain VR games make me a little sick. And one other game called Soma, which made me a little sick. But everything, I play all sorts of first-person shooter games, don't have this problem. All sorts of games don't have this problem. And this game, I was like super, super ill.
What the hell's going on with you?
So it's the game, and it's actually pretty common. So I did some Google searching, and the original Mirror's Edge, which came out a few years ago, had the same problem. A lot of people were sick. The problem is that one of the ways you can counter motion sickness with first-person games is that there's a gun in front of you. There's a big thing
It balances you.
to focus on, and it's like a stabling point that tells your body, oh, you're not really moving. But without the gun, all you're seeing is a moving like and you see hands in front of you moving, and it looks.
I'm getting sick just thinking
Right,
about it.
exactly.
I think you're just.
It's not just me, though.
You're just queasy. You're just a queasy
I mean, I am a
dude.
queasy guy, but it is not.
I just feel like I can't imagine you on a roller coaster.
I don't get sick on roller coasters, weirdly enough.
How is that possible?
I don't know. I get sick in cars if I read. So like
Everybody
there's that.
does.
Not everybody.
I don't.
Some people don't.
Maybe that runner.
The
That
runner.
runner can read in a car.
My wife gets sick.
Yeah.
And I'm always just like, what's wrong with you? Why is like
Oh, so the reason I brought this up is because I know why.
why? So you can't play Mirror's Edge.
I can play for about a half hour and,
and then
I
you're like,
feel-
then puke.
and then I puke all
and
over the
that's
place.
it.
And I actually had to do that for a live stream. So this video of me attempting to play it the other
Dry
day,
heaving.
Drive
I'm like,
like D. Reynolds.
it's worth it. I'm getting paid for
Not
this.
like That's funny.
So do you guys know why we get nauseous from motion sickness?
yeah, because you're weak.
No, why do humans? You've
No.
never gotten motion sick before?
Doesn't it have something to do with like your inner ear? Or
It does. It's
something?
related
it's
to
a
the inner
balance
ear.
thing, yeah.
Okay, so why would your inner ear cause you to get nauseous?
Let's talk this out, Ben.
think about it.
I've
There's
only
like
gotten motion.
fluid or something in the ear, and if
Right,
it's
but
not
that's
moving,
for balance. But why does that make you sick?
Why does that make you nauseous? What does that have to do with your stomach?
Because it. Okay, I'm totally making up stuff, pulling it directly out of my butthole.
Yep.
But I'm gonna say that it's because, for whatever reason, imbalance triggers a digestive thing, and you get.
you
out
did
of-
not answer the question at
No.
all.
That
You just repeated what Russ said.
no. I added the digestive thing.
Which
Right, yeah,
is
you
stomach,
used some
which
bigger
I said.
words.
Yeah, I guess so. No, but like I'm trying to think if I ever got motion sickness. Maybe on a boat
That's almost
once.
right. Okay, on boats
Once?
it's very common. Sure.
But that was it, and that was only because was wasted.
Yeah.
Like I had drank so much.
So you could have puked from that.
Oh, yeah.
could've puked
But
because
I'm
you
saying
were-
like just the dumbest thing ever. Not to totally change it. I was on an excursion for a cruise.
Sure.
And they had us go swim with turtles.
Okay.
So I'm swimming with turtles. I'm like, oh, this is great.
You wasted.
No, they get you back on the boat, and the second you get back on the boat, they're like, "Open up your gully. We're
yeah.
gonna just pour vodka
This is
down
awesome.
Yeah.
This is a great.
it." Is it? Because then you get back on the cruise ship, and I puked for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, "This, nope, that's
Not a
not
good
what's
combo.
supposed to do." Anyway,
Ben, do you have a guess?
guess
Or-
for me, Ben. Why does it happen? Why does it get you sick?
Why would you need to
Why is the motion sickness? Why does that happen?
puke? I really don't know.
Okay.
right.
So the interesting thing is basically, so your brain and your eyes are seeing, hey, I'm moving. They see movement in front of them. Everything is telling them, hey, I'm moving. But your inner ear, which senses movement, is saying, nope, I'm not moving. There's nothing going on. It's completely flat. And what that is, your body then thinks, oh, hey, I'm poisoned because my brain and my ear are
Whoa.
thinking two different things.
Wait a minute. That takes a lot of liberties with like how the human
Dude,
body
the human
works.
body is pretty awesome.
I'm
That's
poisoned.
I'm
Yeah.
poisoned.
It's saying,
Time to
oh,
puke.
something's weird. I got poisoned. Things are not communicating as they should. I need to puke this out.
That makes a
and
lot
feel
of sense.
a lot better.
I
Well,
love the human body.
Isn't it? It's
That's
fascinating.
totally cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. I get it with like alcohol when you're like your body's like, oh, I'm poisoned.
Right.
I need to get
well,
rid
that's
of the
literal
alcohol.
poison. But
Right.
your body, in the same way that like allergies, so that your body is reacting to dumb things that it shouldn't be allergic to,
Right.
and the way it handles it is like by a variety
Sneezing.
of reactions. So it's or sneezing, exactly.
It's dumb things.
Let's get this
So-
out at 100 miles an hour. That's
so
what
you know,
that
it's
is.
not always one to one the best thing your body could be doing, but you know, you can't be picky.
Well, hopefully, when we start engineering the human body,
Right.
we can eliminate.
We should
motion
just secrete
sickness.
Dramamine whenever
Yeah.
we feel nauseous. That would solve the problem pretty easily.
You just push the right button on your eye HUD
Yes.
and a little bit of
What's a HUD? A HUD. You guys
heads-up
keep
display.
saying-
Heads up.
Okay.
display.
You know
Thank
when you
you.
play a game, and you see like this your health and the thing in
Yes.
the corner. That's a HUD.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
A HUD.
A HUD.
I'll be ready. I'll be
So, like,
ready next time you guys
Google
throw
Glass
the word.
gave you a
HUD
HUD.
Right.
Okay.
Essentially.
In the movie Cloverfield, the main character was named HUD because it
Oh.
was shot in first person.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that movie has layers.
It
That's very funny, Ben. That is a deep ass movie.
It is
Can't believe that.
giant monster.
Yeah.
You got to play. So anyway, you played the game for a little bit. Do you like it?
It's okay. I think it.
Aside from the puking.
Yeah, the game is fine. I think it doesn't really do a whole lot more than what the first game did. So if you like the
that's a
first
shame.
game, it's a lot more of that. There's like a few new abilities and stuff, but for the most part, it's basically.
So you're not so you basically like told your guy Polly, you're like, I can't review this game. It's gonna make me sick.
Yeah, I told him almost immediately. I got the code, and a half hour Arthur, who's our reviews editor, I was like, I'm sorry, Arthur.
This game's
and it
making me
sucked
sick.
because it came in so late. So
What
he's
did
gonna
he
have to
call
blow
you?
through
Did he
it.
call you a nasty name after?
Mm-hmm.
Was he like you?
He was grumpy at me, but he understood. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, what are you gonna do if you felt
Sorry, I
nauseous?
can't play this game.
Would
It's
you-
making me sick.
Would you be able to review that game if you felt sick? I realize you've never.
What
felt sick
other?
in
What
your
other?
life.
I'm
No,
curious. What other
I
types
get
of
it.
excuses can a game reviewer provide?
Maybe it's too,
Like I have I'm ethically against shooting zombies.
Oh, I've got
I just,
another one.
I think zombies should
Oh,
be free range.
yeah, right.
So I've got another one. Colorblindness.
Yeah.
Certain games I can physically not play
Oh,
Because
that's
you're
sad.
colorblind.
because I'm colorblind.
That's it because to me that's a handicap, whereas your motion sickness is just funny. You know what I mean?
People make fun of me tons of times for my
No,
colorblindness.
that's not fair. There's nothing you could do about that.
Ditto with the motion
impossible.
sickness.
Nah, you take that's funny because you could like take Dramamine and you could do something else.
Well, there are we've talked about it. $600 glasses I could be wearing to fix my colorblindness.
That's right.
No one sent them to me yet.
Oh shit, we got to get those guys.
Someone
on
just
the-
needs to send it to me.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
You can fix
and Chroma
colorblindness.
is the name of the
Yeah,
company.
it's amazing.
How do we get them as sponsors?
I don't know.
Send
I
me
feel like I
glasses.
haven't heard about them since we did that story, so they may not be a company anymore. All right, let's go from Mirror's Edge and pivot into the great game of competitive paintball.
Ben, have you ever gone paintballing?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
quite
Many
a bit.
times.
Really, many
Yeah.
times. You're an expert.
Not an expert. I'm
Okay.
actually really bad at it.
Sure.
But yeah, I played paintball quite a bit. The problem for me is that usually my glasses fog up within
Oh,
the first
yeah.
couple seconds, and
Yeah.
then somebody just shoots me in the back and
Sure.
the butt, and that's very painful.
Yeah, glasses are not really made for paintballing.
No, it's terrible.
I've been paintballing like three or four times. I like paintball. I'm not the biggest fan of like paintball culture.
It's a weird
it's very
culture.
intense.
You know what I mean?
People, you show up and it's like you're on the FOB.
Yeah.
Like people are ready to go out.
Yeah, like
They are decked to the nines and like
dudes-
crazy.
the guys and girls who are like hardcore, like
They're very
Navy
serious about
SEALs
it.
shit, like
Yeah.
that kind
It
of
does
rubs me
make
the
it a
wrong
little
way.
more. I don't know. I find that like it's like you've landed on another planet. Like it's a
Yeah.
very weird.
I mean, and I
interesting
get it.
experience.
I'm into weird stuff. I
Sure.
get it. And this is athletic and it's strategic and it's
Yeah.
cool. So you went for your bachelor party that
yep.
you just had,
this past Sunday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
and tell us how'd it go.
It was great. We had a really good time. The place was out in Long Island, and I've only gone once before. And the place I went before was just like, hey, you're in a forest and whatever. There's ropes determining where the map ends. Here they had like legit courses. There was like a full-sized crashed plane,
That's cool,
like
man.
fuselage that you could go
Whoa.
through, tanks, like old-timey whatever military vehicles. There was a full castle map
so
where you're
cool.
like you can climb up into
That's
the
pretty
ramparts and
awesome.
like cover people.
Were they doing like capture the flag stuff?
The castle map did have a capture the flag element. Most of it is just straight team deathmatch,
yeah.
with a timer.
They call it deathmatch.
No, I kept calling it that, and they
But that's-
looked at me a little weird. But
They're like, no one's gonna die here, but dude, this is just paint.
yeah, but it's very intense. It was my bachelor party, so my brother got me a smoke grenade.
Oh, nice.
You can
Those
buy
are awesome.
the smoke
really
grenade, so I was
cool.
able to like hurl it, and like that was cool. It was super fun. We went for 5 hours, and it like flew by.
Yeah.
It was 85 degrees outside
Oh,
in
man.
hot sun, but I was like, you totally just turn that part of your brain off,
Right.
And I'm still sore.
I
It's
was
been
gonna-
5-6 days.
How sore are your feet?
It's not your feet
No,
that get
it's
sore.
from
It's your-
getting hit.
It's your thighs and
Oh, from
quads
running,
from,
but if-
from crouching.
Yeah, sure.
Because almost all the time you're like crouched down.
Right.
And I've got. I mean, I showed here. Why not?
Look
Yeah.
at that.
That's from 5
That's
days
a
ago.
welt.
That's
Yeah.
a bruise.
That's not, and
Why
that's
is
not
it
even
yellow?
that bad.
Because sometimes bruises turn yellow after
That's
a while.
weird.
So
it
last
looks
ti-
like somebody just painted you.
Last time I went, I got shot
Yeah.
right below my wedding
That's
ring.
the worst place. You
Well, it hurts the most.
You're right. Exactly.
And I had a bloody circle.
Yeah.
Like that was sort of intercepted by my ring. It was crazy.
That's gross.
It's gross. And like when you get shot, you don't start bleeding right away. And then you start bleeding. You're like, oh, damn it. What is that? And then you're like, oh my God, this hurts. This hurts a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, point blank.
There is an amazing camaraderie though, because we were 6 people in total, and
Oh, so you guys didn't play
we couldn't
each other.
fill it. No, we were together.
You're your own team.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we were playing randoms, and we were matched with randoms. So each of the games was like 10 on 10. So
Wait, against maybe some of those like super hardcore people.
the funny thing I've noticed about the super hardcore people,
They do their own thing.
not only they're not always that good. Like you'll see the people come in like full tactical gear.
Yeah, like they bought all the stuff.
And there'll be like older guys sometimes because they have like a lot of disposable income, but they're not like the crazy ones you have to watch for are like the dude in flip flops, shorts, and like a wife beater
who,
that'll
like-
just like sprint at you like a madman
Yeah.
in one hand, 2 guns,
Yeah.
like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So those are the ones you have to watch. I mean, I like that people get super into it, but they tend not to be the most intense guys to fight. I just like there's a weird bonding that you feel.
Because
with
they're
these
brothers.
people.
You're brothers in battle.
Like you finish a game and like it goes well, and like I'm using like watching this guy's back that I've never ever met before.
Yeah.
And then it ends and you're like doing the like
Fist
the
bump.
buddy like
Yeah.
arm bash thing
Yeah.
that, for this dude I've never met before, and it was just like very.
That's cool.
It's much better than like GG, you suck.
Yeah,
like
oh my
gaming
God, totally.
speak at the end of a match in Call of Duty. So yeah, I loved it.
I think the thing people don't realize the most is like, dude, paintballing will kick your ass.
What do
just
you mean?
from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you definitely
It's a workout.
You
and a
need to.
half.
It's a workout. It's absolutely a workout. And you get bruised up and sore, as I said. Like my thighs were.
Don't
just,
you
like,
take that
destroyed.
mask off. Don't you dare take that
Well,
mask off.
the place we went to was like very careful about.
Of course,
that stuff.
they all are.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, we don't want people going blind.
Right.
There goes another customer.
Yeah. No, for sure. You don't.
One
want-
of the things that we did, I was at a bachelor party a couple of years ago, and what we did at the very end, when we had like already exhausted all the other stuff, was we did jousting matches.
Oh, what?
Basically, you had one guy on one side of the course, the other guy on the other side of the course. They would run at each other shooting, and then the first guy, it was like basically like a duel.
And the
When
first guy to get shot?
First guy to get shot loses.
That's
Sometimes
it, yeah.
both get shot
It
at
is
the
hard
same
to
time. It
determine
was
whether
pretty
you
awesome.
got shot like a ricochet or something.
Yeah, so that's my biggest problem with paintball, and I guess that's like the first issue plaguing that scene is like, how do we determine, who's
And some
gets
people, like-
genuinely shot?
Like I'm like I go by like honor
Yeah.
system, and I will like call myself out. But a lot of people are just like, I'll keep going until the ref calls me out.
Yeah,
And that seems
that's a
Yeah.
dick
not
move.
cool.
No, because you
No.
can't
If
do
I'm
that.
shot,
It's
if
all-
I'm shot in a place that you can't tell that I was shot,
You'll
then
stay in.
I'll just keep going.
that's so dick.
Yeah, I know. It's ethically questionable. But
That is,
I've
you're
done
cheating.
it.
You're cheating.
I am
guess
cheating.
it's like
I'm
like
admitting
FIFA.
to cheating.
It's
yeah.
like with the diving in FIFA, essentially.
There's this one map I played last summer at my brother's bachelor party where my brother's to-be brother-in-law shot me on my own team-friendly fire style.
Intentionally?
No, like, because he didn't realize. He just shot me in the thigh. And here I am, like, in the middle of, like, the woods, looking around. I'm like, who the fuck just shot me? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on here? And I'm, you're supposed to, like, raise your gun
yeah.
in the air, like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then at the end of the round, the guy comes up, he's like, yeah, I think I shot you. I'm like, why didn't you say something? I could have played for 20 more minutes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Paintball is it's not all sunshine and roses.
No, it's very intense. Very
It's very
cutthroat.
intense.
Yeah.
I say you got to be honest though. You're shot. Get out.
That's
of there.
how. That's what I say too.
Ben,
But like, if
cheater.
you're fighting these people that are
I'm fine with it.
untrustworthy,
I'm just gonna keep playing until like it's very obvious I've been
Until
shot.
you have like 30 fresh welts on your face.
The problem is that then you get lit up afterwards. You get hit like in the top of the head or
Yeah.
something. It's very
yeah,
painful.
and it can take 20 minutes before the next game, so you don't want to get out early.
Right.
So I get that instinct.
Sure.
But it's like come on, it's
Yeah.
competition.
Next
Fight
next
by the
bachelor
rules.
party you go to, we went skeet shooting.
Oh,
one
that's
time.
I've
I've
never
done
done
that
that.
too,
You
That
done that
sounds
before?
fun.
Yeah, with like shotguns.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Clay pigeons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
That sounds awesome. All right. I really enjoyed the conversation we had last week about the social etiquette stuff. I tasked Russ on the spot to come up with the next subject for that topic of conversation that we
Yeah.
can have with Ben. So what do you have for
Okay,
us?
this is a big deal for me. Jeff is skeptical that this is a big
At
deal.
best.
At
Yeah,
best.
that's a generous
But it's actually
label.
caused a lot of interesting social problems with people that I'm very close to. My fiance, for one, and it's
You're close to her? Yeah, you're
pretty reasonably, you know.
You know that person?
You know
yeah, give or take.
Okay.
You know their middle name.
So it's about texting specifically, and about using periods in texting. It can apply to emails too, but just to focus it, we'll talk about texting. Now, when I am texting with someone, I'm very careful about where I use periods in the text, specifically at the end of the text, because I feel like if you use periods throughout and at the end, it indicates kind of a dour, almost down, either pissed off about something or depressed or not happy mentality that I have.
Right.
I'll give you an example.
All right, wait. So you're saying you use the periods mid-text.
I'll use so if I need to end a thought in the middle,
Period.
I'll use a period. That's fine.
At the end, though, no period.
No period.
I think I'm with you on that.
Unless I'm like pissed off at the end
Right.
of the
You
sentence.
do realize, though, that makes absolutely no sense. Like, why did that happen?
Sure.
I know why it happened.
No, like because using proper punctuation should be something that we should do.
Sure, but you establish that, like, in the world of this sort of communication, I am, what have you, proper punctuation is not really a thing.
Sure.
And it also brings on a different connotation into what texting has become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, same thing goes with, like, Twitter. Like, I won't put a period at the end of a tweet because I don't want it to mean something I don't intend it to.
It's so
It
weird,
has a
though.
lot of weight
Yeah.
to it.
Periods mean a lot now.
Yeah, but they didn't used to
No, because
mean
you would
that.
just read a magazine article or a newspaper article or a book, and they would be there because they should be there, and that's
Right.
how things work.
Yeah, so how did they become
Because it wasn't like
pregnant with emotion?
They weren't instruments of, like, conversation.
And I'll also, the other,
That just blew my mind.
Did it? Because
Kind
it wasn't
of.
that deep.
No, but like,
Wasn't like
isn't that
Cloverfield.
Weird. But that doesn't like why did that happen?
I'm going to explain. So
Evolution
this
of
is my
communication.
theory.
Yeah.
The reason it's pregnant with emotion, good description of it, is because a period is not necessary in texting, or I am, or what have you.
Right.
It doesn't need to be there. So by putting the effort in and saying, I'm going to put a period here at the end, indicates there's a reason you're doing it.
I'm mad at you.
You're already, or whatever, I'm feeling grumpy or something like that. It's already clear that the sentence, it's not like a normal sentence in an article in a magazine where there needs to be a period to separate the next sentence. The text is over. It's clear that this is the message.
Mm-hmm.
So
You
by
already
putting a
sent
period,
it.
it's almost like double ending the message in a very kind of abrupt.
Yeah, you're
being
right.
curt,
You're right.
yeah.
You already pressed send.
Exactly.
Right.
Pressing
Send
send
is
is
the
essentially the
period.
period.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this
So-
is deeper than I thought it
this
was.
is what I'm saying.
this
When
is
we were
nice.
talking about this before the show, I was a little on the fence too. I have to admit, Russ. I was just like, I don't know that this is going to have the same significance as a kiss on the cheek versus a kiss on the elbow. But apparently,
But this goes way
the island where
further.
I come from, everybody kisses on the elbow.
So the really tricky thing about this is that I feel like there's a lot of people that don't even realize that they're doing it. So the conversation
that they're doing what? Sending those
That-
periods and sending those messages.
exactly.
Well, it's generational. I
Well,
would
I'm
no,
just
imagine.
like going
It's-
through my thing
It's
now.
not though. So I was talking to my fiance about it because like
Your fiance is older.
no, she's younger than me actually, but not dramatically so. And she would do it, and it was clear that she was only doing it when she was upset, but she didn't realize that she was doing that.
That's
Right.
even weirder.
So I sat next to her on the subway and scrolled through texts, and 90 to 95% of the texts that ended with periods were like, "Oh, I have a headache," or "I'm feeling grumpy today because work was really crappy," or "The subway's delayed."
That's actually a fascinating social experiment,
Isn't it?
That she was actually doing it without even realizing.
And I
Right.
think I think a lot of people
everyone
do
does
that.
it. Yeah, because you want, and here's another proof.
Start reading text.
Proof positive.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Texts from my mother. Even she does it.
Okay.
Not that she is beneath me in terms of technology or as a person, but she does it. She's telling me she's on a cruise right now. And she's telling me about it,
And no period.
Periods mid text.
Yeah.
but at the end, nothing.
Nothing.
Because
Now, do
that-
you have an like a I'm upset?
Those
kind
are
of period?
tougher to find.
Okay.
Let me.
Maybe Stacy
Who do I have a
sent you an upset one.
contentious relationship with? No, I mean I really don't with people.
Right.
I'm just looking because
And it's not even being upset with you. It just means the person is upset about something potentially.
right. And if I do find a period, it's like a mistake. You know what I mean? We're like
it was just accidental.
yeah, or like it meant to be a question mark.
Is there something about capitalization that fits into this construct in some way?
Old
Or is
people
that
don't
just-
know how to use
Oh,
capitalization.
caps are still.
They
a
use
thing.
like all caps sometimes.
All caps is a little bit different,
Right.
But sometimes if I'm constructing a tweet on
Yeah.
my phone,
Yeah.
I just won't capitalize.
But-
like if I'm on a keyboard, that's a little bit different.
But
That's
the phone
interesting.
automatically does that.
Yeah, phones are especially
if you do a
predictive.
period. But like if I'm doing a proper noun in the middle of a word, or if in the middle of a
Right.
sentence,
Yes.
I'm not going to do that. And to me, that conveys a certain level of whimsicalness
Sure.
to the tweet.
More
or
casual.
A little cash,
Sure.
that kind of thing.
Totally.
It's funny you say that though, because that's changed for me because the keyboard I use now is predictive and a smarter keyboard and caps the things that should be caps automatically. I don't have to hit like
Right.
Shift N for New Jersey, like it just does it.
Yeah. I think iPhone does that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of going away too.
But what about Tronk? Does it know how to write out Tronk?
We're
Trunk?
gonna go with trunk. Okay.
What the hell's trunk?
See, Jeff doesn't know.
What
It's the
what's
what is it?
Tronk.
Tribune online
Tribune online content.
content.
The worst name ever.
Can we
To the
continue
Tribune-
to explain what the hell
To the
this-
Tribune Company, which owns the Los Angeles Times
Yep.
and the Chicago Tribune, renamed themselves to sound cool and jazzy. I think this just happened
Trunk?
yesterday.
Just happened yesterday.
To Trunk with a lowercase t.
That's not good.
And it's Trunk Incorporated, so it's TRONC, all lowercase,
INC.
INC, but the I is capitalized.
And the logo is like a weird rainbow logo.
It's
Okay.
hideous.
It's really bad.
That's
It's really-
weird.
But like that, so that was the case where I was like, how do I capitalize this? When I was tweeting about
Right.
it in a snarky way yesterday, when I
Yeah.
wrote Tronk 3 Alien Wars.
That's not bad.
Pretty good.
So I guess there's been a lot. How did
There's
I
been a lot of
totally miss that?
It just happened.
Yeah, it just happened yesterday.
happened.
It was
It's-
like an
You're not very
internet nerds
trunky.
were-
You're
I'm not a trunk. I
trunking
know
it.
about the gorilla. I know about
The
that.
Yeah, that was
Everyone
that
knows
was
about
a
that.
week ago.
Gorilla.
You know?
Very sad.
That was a long
very
time
sad.
ago.
By the way, it was very funny. Donald Trump had his press conference on Tuesday, and because we're in the world that we live today, they asked him about the gorilla.
Did they know?
And he was like, very sad, that this happened. I don't remember exactly what happened,
didn't
but like it was supposed to
land
be like
one
a
way or the
presidential
Right, but they're
press
like,
conference. They were like, let's talk about whatever
How do you
meme
feel
is
about
going
Trunk?
on.
How do you feel about Trump?
Let's just like throw every meme at him. He'll answer the question.
He loves it.
Oh,
he
he
loves
loves
it.
it.
So that's all I had to say. I think it's probably not just periods. I'm sure there's a lot of other things. So if people can think of things, call in or write in and mention it.
I would
I'm
love
here.
to hear them.
But
Yeah.
I really think there's a lot of subtext that people do not realize that's in texting and emails you just should think about.
Yeah,
Right.
I have to say also that I didn't realize this at all until I read about it, that you're not really it's actually you're sounding more pissed off than you actually are if you are adding a period
Yeah,
at the end
right.
of the text. So I actually stopped doing it because like I'm a reporter. Obviously my intention is to be, do the punctuation correctly.
Right,
So I
sure.
actually stopped doing it because I was sending the wrong message.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how that can affect, and it's amazing that we all decided it equally silently.
Right. It was a
Like,
subconscious.
We just
like,
all subconsciously
Right.
agreed to one.
But
thing.
every once in a while, you come on a person that's
You're
like
like, oh.
doesn't, and
Yeah.
you're like,
And it
oh,
jars
this,
you.
This
And they're
person's
a
pissed
dick.
off at me.
Yeah.
They're a huge,
And then you have to like
huge
look through
dick.
their the evidence of previous texts and whether that matches.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, look, man, I had my doubts, but you really pulled it off.
I brought it.
You really did a good
brought it.
job, Russ.
You brought it.
I'm gonna do more than shake your hand now.
Oh, you guys
After
gonna
that.
hug?
Straight. I
You guys-
earned it.
We're just gonna hug and kiss.
I'm
on
We're
gonna
the
gonna
get
do
his
that,
business card.
like the arm bump, whatever it was at
Yeah.
paintball.
Well, this has been great. Before we go, I want to just quickly bring up one of the voicemails we got. I feel like we would be doing an injustice if we didn't address this tech question as much as
do
a
it.
non-tech podcast as we are. Someone called in, wants to know about a way to get more reliable Wi-Fi in a bigger house.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of in a bubble here in the New York area, being in apartments and smaller living spaces. Routers, they do what they have to do, and we don't really pay attention to like, oh, you have a two-story house. That's how do
Yeah.
you fill that up with Wi-Fi? I don't really have a definitive answer. You can buy routers that obviously boast longer ranges. But there was one product that I never checked out, and I don't really know if it's good or not, but maybe this would help the person who called in.
Check out the CNET review.
Yeah, did we review it?
I think we did.
We must have, right? It's called Aero, and again, maybe we
Eero.
hated it. I don't know.
You think it's Eero?
Eero. It doesn't matter. It's EERO. Go to EERO.com, and it's all about blanketing your entire home in reliable Wi-Fi. I don't think it's cheap.
No.
Can't be cheap. I'm just looking at it. Judging by this website, this is like a $300 thing at the least. But check it out because I remember when it might have been a Kickstarter thing. But check it out. It's a system that you can sort of buy. Yeah, so you can buy this. Wow. Okay. It can be as much as $500 for 3 of these sort of repeater router things, or $350 for 2 of them. But
And you can get cheaper routers.
You can.
I know
And
that will
repeat.
that that you can use them as boosters in other areas in your house.
Right,
I don't know
totally.
if this guy is doing that already.
This is likely the higher end solution. But Ben is right, and I do this in my parents' house. I have two routers that just act. One is the source and one is the bridge repeater.
Yep.
And that you can probably do for under $200.
Look at that! You just answered that guy's question.
I did.
Potentially.
All I had to do was think.
You know what I would also say is like if you live near like a Best Buy or something like that, don't go cheap with a router because it makes a difference in terms of range. But so like go out there, buy like $150 router and try it out for a day and see if it makes a difference. If it's not doing the trick, return it. Buy a $200 router and see if that does it, and keep ramping yourself up, and maybe you'll get there just with one router.
Just keep spending money.
Just keep spending money uncontrollably
Exactly.
and irresponsibly.
And what is Best Buy?
And geez, no, go to CNET.com.
You have a store, you sell routers at CNET.com?
No, but like
We
at least
hawk
click
routers.
on our Best Buy link
There you go.
within the product page. No, but obviously we have like a best of routers category.
Who's a router guy around here? I feel like it might be Justin.
Is it Dome? Could be Dome.
I don't know.
I don't know. He's
I
not
want to
here
have
though.
a drink with
Figure
that
it out.
person.
He's
That's
out
all I
west.
know.
Yeah. You don't think they'd be fun at the party?
Oh yeah, who knows?
So go check that out. But thanks for the email and voicemails. 866-404-CNET. Hit us up on voicemail or send us an email, the404@cnet.com. We got an email from our old friend of the show, Aunt Gabby, who really liked seeing Justin. She thought we were